very much.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate the opportunity to be here. You notice the title's a little different. That's because I've already taken input from people who've made suggestions, and we've adjusted things a little bit. And I'll continue to take input throughout this session, and we can make some more adjustments. That's why the paper is here, all right? So if we want to talk about a particular topic more in depth, we'll go there. Now, the presentation has 5 parts plus an introduction, which should give us opportunities to pause, reflect, ask questions, discuss matters as we go along. To begin, though, I'd like to start with a survey so I could get to know you better, all right? Of the people here in the room, how many are language teachers? Could you just show me? All right, that looks like about 85%, maybe 86. Okay, how many are program directors or administrators? Okay, that's another 15 or so percent. How many are working in other assignments? Okay, now we're over 100% because a lot of you have more than one job, right? So that's useful to me. Good. Of the people here, how many have had a negative experience with proficiency testing? Certainly 10 to 15%. How many have had a positive experience with proficiency testing? Almost the same number. And most have had no experience, and it sounds like. All right. Let me ask you, why are you here? Somebody told me it was because they heard me speak in another forum, and so they decided to go. Learn more about proficiency testing? Same for everybody? I see some heads nodding, yes?
To update our information about ILR.
Okay, learn more, get some, what's happening recently with ILR and ACTFL? Okay, I can certainly do that. Any other points? Okay, and what do you hope to learn? That's kind of redundant, isn't it? And what are you going to do with this knowledge? Apply it.
Testing.
You're going to make some tests, maybe? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, then, we'll see if we can't satisfy this. Now, we're coming with different assignments, although most are teachers. I think even teachers would agree with program administrators about one central point. Language is the most complex of human behaviors. Have you ever thought about that? There's nothing humans do that's more complex than language. In fact, we can't even think about things or describe things to other people unless we can find a way to do it through language. Thought I'd pick a language that contrasts significantly with Arabic. Actually, I was in Estonia giving a presentation last month, and this was in a little pamphlet, an introduction to the Estonian language. You can look at that and immediately know something about Estonian, right? They have double vowels, and you can probably guess that a double vowel indicates a longer vowel. You can also have 2 long vowels stuck together with a little Einsatz, as the Germans would call it, not quite a glottal stop between those 2 long vowels, all right? Now, knowing that, you can, of course, read that sentence. When I saw it, I said, gee, I wonder what that means. And I looked further, and I found out. Would you like to know what that means?
Yeah.
A moon researcher's work night at the edge of the ice.
Very functional.
Very functional. It's just what everybody going to Estonia needs to know. Actually, part of it could be quite useful. Isn't it interesting that they have a single word for the concept at the edge of the ice? You know, don't go beyond. So that could be very important, right? Also that there's a concept, single word for work night as compared to work day. I thought that was fascinating. Okay. Language is so complex that even professional translators make mistakes. Have you noticed that? This is one of those things that a dictionary won't tell you, right? And if you want to see more of them, there's a website, English.com, that actually takes photos. People take photos and send in mistranslations, usually out of Japan. But, of course, the Japanese reads fine. It's just the choice of words for the English creates other impressions. I find these examples useful because so few Americans speak a second language that we have to show them what other people do to English to give them an indication of what they're doing to the other languages. Tourists often bump into things like this, little simple mistakes. Again, how many years of English would you have to study in order to learn that you're welcome to something can have positive and negative meanings, right? Have, one of the first verbs you learn. But somehow in English we don't have fits when we're going to the tailor. We get fitted rather, it's just things that are very difficult to learn and master. We all know reflexive verbs are quite difficult in foreign languages. I don't know how often that happens, that they had to put up a sign. But anyway, language is indeed complex. Okay, you're through the introduction. Any questions at this point? You have a hint of where I might be going, maybe? Maybe, but it's pretty vague yet, right? So I won't press for questions.